Welcome back, everybody. Dodgeball Toronto Kickoff Tournament 2024. We're kicking off the playoffs with a barn burner of a match. Shred out here against Elite. And Terry Thrasher here with Michael Laziak one more time, bringing you all the action.
We are in for a treat with this one. Shred, Elite, two great teams, two medal candidates in this tournament.
How stacked is this tournament that these guys are coming in? It looks like 7th seed for Shred and 10th seed for Elite.
Wow, what a competitive tournament. What do you expect to see from Elite this match?
Well, again, I think so both teams like to play fast a lot of times. I'll be curious to see who decides to play faster, who controls the tempo a bit more. Might be the team that can just kind of take control. We're going to see who's able to assert that quicker pace, I think.
Both these teams coming off of losses in their last game. Those losses can often spark you. You know what? There's nothing worse than going undefeated in round robin and then getting cocky and losing your first match of playoffs. We're not going to see that here. Elite got blown up 7-1. You know they had a conversation. You know they're going to be in it together. Shred lost in sudden death, I believe, in their last one, maybe?
It was really close to Fortune.
Really close.
I think they could have tied it up.
Okay.
And then Fortune got the 2-point win instead.
Right on. I'm expecting Elite to really rally themselves, to come out hard. I think they're going to have a great match. Shred is not an easy team to play against. I expect them to come out with big hits and probably a few catches too.
Yeah, I think, like you said, those losses sometimes can crystallize some of the things that aren't going well for your team, can give you some firm insight on what you want to make sure you don't do in the next match or make sure you do in the next match. So hopefully both teams have had some version of that conversation. Sakura out there alone again. We saw that a couple times in their last loss. Still so light on his feet. Oh, he got grazed. See, that's good body language. He's out. He's showing recognition and appreciation to the other team.
Love to see it. You know what? He's not down on himself. He's like, hey, nice play. You got me this time. I'm going to get you next time. Compliments the guy on a nice curveball.
Yeah,
love to see it.
I always appreciate the respect shown across the line like that. One of the nice things about Dodgeball, I feel like there's a lot of that in the community. Off the rush, Chatterton, no fear on those plays. Although no hit this time either. Well, he is knocked out. That's always one of those roles that can be intimidating under the right circumstances. If you're the player getting the pass back off the rush and the other team got there a little quicker, it's a scary place.
That could be very scary. There's sometimes not much you can do to succeed in that role. Ken Ng not able to find his blocking yet this match. He's got a lot of time to find it. Sometimes when you're facing teams like this with a lot of throwers and a lot of guys who throw movement, watching the ball that's coming at you can sometimes be a detriment to you. I often find sometimes it's better just to get your ball up, make yourself as small as you can behind it, keep your head down, and hope that the ball does the work for you.
So get into like kind of a position for the play to go your way rather than trying to react.
Exactly, because those balls are coming at you so fast. Reacting to it isn't always going to help you when guys are throwing this hard. If anything, keeping your head up, you're just going to be able to watch that ball hit you.
Really close to a back line there, but a line judge shaking his head that the player was not over the line on the Elite side. And they're going to try to close this out. They're still facing 2 on Shred. Actually, I think the first tournament I ever came down to Toronto, my team was doing well out of Ottawa until we faced Crunch. So your squad back in the day. And I remember, ooh, that's a double. I think that got Sakura in the head off of Armsden's chest.
That's a tough bounce.
And, oh, that's really close too. I think he got his leg up before it went out though.
Yeah, I don't think he touched down. You know what, I think Donga's got a real shot at this one. You know he's got a great throw. He's got ball control.
And he's good at catching. If they make a bad choice and think that he's vulnerable, he's very good at making those catches at the mid-body. Ooh, nice timing.
You came up against Crunch after a good round robin.
Good round robin until like one of the last matches, and then I think like you, Jonah, and Cameron drop curves. I'd never seen anyone throw drop curves, and to your point, they were breaking like 5 feet in front of me. So I'd set up. I would think I had the block, and it would just Cam hit me in the groin like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, he does that. Yeah.
And and he chuckled about it during the match, which made me feel even worse. But one thing I loved was I came and asked Crunch players afterward, how do you throw that? And everybody was super nice about just showing me how they throw that. And now it's a staple for me.
Yeah, I remember you I remember you being lethal with it for a very long time.
And I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure out without the generosity. And I think that's one thing I really like about, certainly in Ontario, I feel like a lot of the dodgeball community will share notes about that kind of stuff. I think strategy, the teams tend to keep it to themselves. But like sometimes just the mechanics of how to make this stuff work or the exercises people have found to perform at this level, that stuff does get shared pretty freely.
That is cool. It is cool that everyone's generous enough to, hey, let me show you how I did that, and they're happy to share it. That's cool to see.
Ooh, Xander Simos hit out Armsden doing well.
Guy with a nasty curveball. Guy's been on this game. If I'm elite, I'm giving Guy the green light more than usual.
Yeah, because they had him pinned down pretty well. I mean, they had the whole team, like elite was pinned down pretty well in the previous match. Guy didn't get a lot of space to operate. Estabrooks didn't get a lot of space to operate either. But now
Shred is giving them a little more space than the last team was. And Guy's the type of guy, when he's hot, when he's hitting, he hits well and consistently. So he is streaky in that sense, and you got to ride him when he's good.
And Shred, like you said, they're giving a bit more space, but here, oh, that ball. Eng, I mean, he had to draw something in to try and get that ball. Shred was doing well to just hang out at the line, leave that ball in an awkward spot. Sometimes that might force Elite into just a really, really tough situation. So I like that Eng tried to earn that ball back and did ultimately do so for his team.
Yeah. That's a team move right there.
And he's one of the best players I've seen at the awareness and the execution of those types of moves. So, okay, Barbo hanging out up high at the line, takes out Chatterton, who tries to just make sure he's not an obstacle.
Chatterton taking Giovinco with him. That's the trade.
Again, one of the small things Chatterton did there, he waited till the play had calmed down a bit, and he stayed small, and he went out through the back of the court, making sure he's not obscuring his teammates.
That's right.
One of those little things, but
you never want to step in front of your teammates and, yeah, distract him. Just get out of the court as easily as possible. It doesn't distract your teammates.
Yeah, Chatterton a pro at that. Barbeau tagged out. I think that was Estabrooks' ball finding the mark.
Great setup by Josh and finished by Estabrooks. That's a big kill. They've got Wheeler and Cruz left.
Yeah, they got big throws. Oh, and they connect on that one, and avenged by Sakura, though. Cruz is going to be flying solo now. There's the corner's call from Sakura. And what's the call there? A hit. Okay, yep. Cruz confirming it did get him up on the hand. So good point. Elite on the board. 2-1 on the scoreboard.
They looked good that game. They worked together. They were patient. They weathered the storm coming from Shred.
Yeah, because Shred may be giving them space on the throws, but Shred has so many players who are so fast to charge you afterward. They love that rush counter. Chatterton gets the throw off. Simos distributes the balls before heading off.
Great heads-up play by Chatterton to take out Simos, who was on the ground, rather than, I think it was Smith, who was retreating. Yeah,
I think knowing that the attack from the other rush had already come in, he was free to kind of pick the best target, and I think he did a good job there.
Nicely done.
Wheeler directing things for Shred. It's Barbo lets it go. Great counter by Sakura this time. Wheeler tagged out as well, trying to go over it. Giovinco coming close on Armsden.
So these red balls have been in play for quite a few matches now. It looks to me like they're starting to get a little soft. You can see guys are starting to throw a few more curveballs, which work better with softer balls. I would expect a few more catches to start coming up as these balls get softer.
Yeah, exactly. It gets easier to curve them because the grip is so much easier to maintain, and the fact that they don't kind of inflate as you throw it more seems to give them more movement, but they also stick to somebody pretty well. Cruz hit out. Elite finding those shots. They're keeping the energy up too. Sakura, you can see, doing that hype job over on the sideline right now.
Yeah, hand it to Elite. They've got great energy. They're talking. They've got a great vibe to them right now.
Yeah, but Shred still in the lead. And even though they've got the player disadvantage right now, there are some formidable players. Giovinco, great, yeah. In the air, still blocks it just down so cleanly.
It's so hard to block when you're in the air. You know what I mean? Your head is moving, your eyes are moving, and you're trying to track a ball that's coming in.
And I think it's not even just that he blocked it, it's that he very safely directed that ball down. I think that's blocking alone is tough, but blocking actively that way, really tough. So Giovenko very, very strong on defense.
So hard to hit.
Look at how quickly he moves laterally, gets to a safe corner. Elite just trying to bait everything out.
See, there are guys who are good at blocking. There's guys who are small. And then there are small guys who are good at blocking. And they can be so hard to hit. We're seeing one of those cases here with Jeff Giovenko. When he has 2 balls in his hand, it's so hard to beat him.
Yeah, especially he's looking right at you. He's lining up across from you so that you've got to take a shot that's more or less straight on him. Like, that is one of those things that if you have a good curve, like, you can break through, but that's just top shelf defensive play.
Yeah, it has to be a perfect throw.
And it was, so we're tied up 2-2 as we go into the no blocking portion of the first half here. The match is up for grabs, a friendly bounce, sending it back over to the Elite side.
I know these guys have been battling a lot today. I think Shred only has 1 sub. I don't know if they're tired or not. Their energy seems lower than what I expected for it to be based on their prior footage. If I'm Shred right now, I'm hoping one guy steps up, gets the guys going, gets our energy back up. Maybe a big play with the let's go type of thing.
Yeah, sometimes you need that energy, but I think Elite's got that energy right now. They fell behind a little bit early. They did go down on the first 2 points, but they've had most of the momentum since then. Ooh, that's a bullet from Simos.
Simos is so good at that. You know, guy let his guard down for a second, gave him a tiny window, and Simos capitalized. He's got a quick release, so accurate.
Yeah, very good mechanics.
Great job by Chatter to just get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, that's the best defensive play sometimes. Just move out of the way. Okay, a bit of a scramble. They got Cruz though. And it's another one of the big arms out of the way, so Elite trying to finish this half strong. Simos and Giovenko still out there though, and Chatterton's taken out. And Shred's still firing. Great shot onto Eng, and now Sakura alone again.
Josh great at being the last man standing. You see it all the time. He's so hard to hit. I think teams leave him for last often because he's just not easy to take out ever.
Yeah. It's like, why go for him when there are other people who are not as hard to hit still on the court?
Yeah, you know any ball you throw at Josh is probably going to be a wasted ball.
Whoa. So that was interesting. Josh elected to keep those 2 balls on the ground. I don't know if he was specifically looking for a catch or if he had some kind of other plan in mind. I know Josh can catch, but I don't think of that as his primary skill. So I was surprised to see him just leave those 2 on the floor, given how good he is as a blocker and a mover.
Yeah, that wasn't no blocking, was it? Oh,
yeah, it was.
Oh, okay, but you're saying.
But I suppose I'm just surprised he didn't try to get them in hand to attack, but maybe he felt like he couldn't do it safely.
Yeah.
I do think he's a very smart player, so I don't want to pretend he wouldn't have had a reason for doing that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's a smart player. Problem with being a smart player is like you've got to be smart all the time.
Yeah.
And making the decision, making the right decision is so hard, even to do it some of the time when everyone's this good.
There's so many variables in a match. I find one of the things I had to learn early on as a comp player was keeping track of where all 6 balls were. And not that you actually know where they all are, but at least looking ahead. Does the other team have 4 balls? Then maybe throwing this one for a low percentage play isn't the best idea right now.
It's a weird sport in that, I mean, yeah, there's so much going on at once, and you have to keep track of six different things.
Yeah. So I think even if you think of a more like a sport like NFL football where there are more moving parts, you generally have a small role within that. Whereas here you can be attacked by anyone as Chatterton takes one up high. Shred still got a lot of those great throws. Oh, Wheeler puts that one in a very catchable spot. Armstead not able to react in time for it. That sound when it pops out doesn't feel good sometimes.
No, a guy wishes he had that one back. And Wheeler's no slouch. He's a big guy, but he moves well, and he's got a great quick release throw.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been able to play against him just a couple times, and I don't know, he's tough. He's a smart player too, recognizing the moments to take those shots. You were saying he's been a high-level competitive player for a long time.
Long time.
but he's a touch exasperated at the moment.
Estabrooks gets out of the way of one, but gets hit by the second on the ground. Not much you can do about that one.
Yep. Cross-court try on Giovenco finds him. I think that was Ang's ball.
Nice little curveball. A great team throw on that one.
Yeah, they got both balls on target at about the same time. Sakura taking the extra ball this time.
Xander's been heating up. The last game and this one, and then you see it again. You see it again. You know what, Xander, when he finds his stride, he's so lethal. And right now, if we were playing NBA Jam, the announcer would be saying he's heating up. So
Shakalaka.
Yeah. So if I'm elite, he's the guy that I'm pinpointing on Shred. I'm saying to the team, hey, somebody take him out.
Well, and the way Sakura went off too, he wasn't expecting that ball to hit him. It broke outside really, really late and just kind of clipped his foot. And yeah, that was a great late break. A lot of guys can't easily get it to move that much in that direction.
I always wish I could do that. Xander's got that great tail in his throw that it's so hard to read because you don't know when it's going to break.
And now we'll see if he's able to do a bit more damage. He does let it go. He misses.
We're seeing a little bit more energy from the Shred side. It seems like they got what they wanted. The spirits are a little bit higher.
Yeah, they've scored the last 2 points. Coming back on strong here. Elite has been keeping up the good energy as well. Sakura missing, Barbo. I know Josh and Shota are friendly, so it's always kind of fun to watch friends going against each other on the court too. Barbo, again, not one of the biggest players out there, but he steps into his throw so well. He's got such good mechanics that it comes out really, really well.
It always looks so natural for him.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's a baseball player, and I feel like the mechanics show. They do have Simos off on the sideline now. Maybe they heard your pointers.
Great job by Guy. Made a great hit. Good heads-up play. There's another one for Guy. He's heating up. And Kalen getting taken out Giovinco.
Yeah, so just Shota Barbo out there alone. And we know he's got the skill set that you cannot count this point for Elite just yet, but
no, you know he can catch. He's great at looking for opportunities, and he's great at singling guys out. He's great at making guys throw alone at him.
Yeah, and he sort of drew out an alone throw there. I think he did a good job of trying to force quick decisions from Elite that maybe wouldn't be optimal decisions. He drew them into attacking instead of like trying to coordinate setup and maybe do a higher percentage play.
Right.
But, you know, it's still tough.
Yeah, I can't blame him. You know, when Elite has Guy and Taylor on court, I do not want them to get a coordinated attack on me.
Off the rush, Elite gets it a touch faster this time. Nice block by Wheeler, though. Yeah, both these teams are fast getting to that ball. Which is good. When there's a big mismatch in speed off the rush, it can be a pretty dramatic change to how points start.
Yeah, Ken doing a great job on that one. He died, but you got to see 4 balls, and 4 balls for 1 kill. That's a pretty good number. I like that.
Oh, except when one gets caught. Guy Armsden.
Unlucky. That'll bring Xander back in the game.
Right, so good for Shred as they get Sakura now. Dongan takes over that far corner. Chatterton and Estabrook still out there with him. Shred's in a good spot, and Giovinco pops up. But he's just threatening. He's not actually taking yet. Good block, Estabrooks. Able to deal with that single shot coming in.
Chatterton's doing a great job of setting his teammates up for throws right now and covering them on the way back.
Yeah, I do think he's very good at that. Very aware of what's going on the court. What it means to create space for his teammates. It is Wheeler letting that go. Chatterton coming up hard. Just faking this time. Yeah, I have to think they're going to try and make space for Estabrooks to take a lot of the shots, but not all of them. You don't want to be that predictable. Even an arm as good as his, if you just know that that's where it's coming from, everybody's good enough to deal with that.
That's right. You've got to have multiple angles. And it's nice having Miles on the other wing. You know, he can throw cross courts. He's got different movements than Kalen does.
He's showing defense, though, at the moment. Chatterton getting low under those. Miles Dongan letting go with that throw and missing a little bit low. Chatterton keeping that communication up between the team. He's in the middle. He's relaying the calls to either side. Shred looks and finds him on a good ball by Giovenco.
Great throw. Just clips Chatterton.
And we got another Renegade ball in court 5.
I'm not sure how we are on time right now, but if I'm DC, I'm definitely thinking about pushing the pace.
Yeah, they're only down 1 point. And they get Barbeau.
Great couple hits by Miles, I think. Bring it down to 3-on-2.
They send 2 in on Kalen Estabrooks. Miles Dongan replies, but Shred still got 3 out there. And it's Smith with a big fake. It's Cruz with the take. Okay, Smith taken out. Cruz taken out as well. Dongan as well. So we got a 1-on-1.
Jeff Giovenco and Kalen Estabrooks. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, good arms on both sides. Very good defensive skills. Ooh, nice ball from Giovenco. Estabrooks sets up. Giovenco misses high. I feel like we're going to see a lot of that. Each guy throwing one power shot, the other person trying to throw a power shot in response.
Yeah, neither of these guys want to be empty-handed. I don't think either of them wants to be the first guy to throw 2 balls in a row.
Yeah, you always have to be very smart about when you're going to leave yourself with no ball in these situations. Giovenco sends one in that's blocked. Estabrooks calls for another ball in from the sideline. Holding 3. You see him try a bit of a drop there. Giovenco sends one in as well. Estabrooks squared up, blocks it, returns fire. Look how safe they're both being.
They're both playing the long game, these long throws. Neither wants to be exposed for the counter.
Yeah, they both have arms to make this work. Trying a very ambitious drop curve there was Giovenco. Both players taking their time. As we know, this is exhausting after a while.
Deceivingly tiring, and time is not going to be a huge factor. I think either of these guys are comfortable to take it to sudden death. There's no need to rush.
Yeah, and if Elite is able to tie things up, of course, they can still play for the win. Even if it happens in sudden death, we will have extra play. Whereas Giovenco, of course, would love to solidify it for his side. Looking a little frustrated with that last shot. And was that a timeout called, I think? It must be. With other players lurking on the court now. Some hydration and encouragement provided by the teammates. Wheeler was in there talking to Giovenco as well. So quick timeout. I think this is a good time to use it. This is a very important point. Whoever called it, your player is tired. So, ooh, Estabrooks. And that might not have been a timeout. That might have been us moving into no blocking.
No blocking based on that reaction.
Yep. Estabrooks.
Down to his last ball.
Okay, something almost happened there. Both guys coming close. Giovenco just missing.
Get this man a ball.
Yeah. Giovenco gets one in from the retrievers. Estabrooks has 4 on his side. Finally 2 in hand as well. Quick try, finds it. Giovenco clutches that out, knocks the lead out of the tournament, and Shred's gonna move on.
Well fought by Shred. They weather the storm from DC Elite, who played the best match I've seen them play today. Give them a tremendous amount of credit.
Yeah, very, very well played. Both teams did keep the energy up pretty well at a lot of points there. Both teams had some great highlights too, but Giovenco, you know, there's a time to take those preemptive shots. If you think you can put it on the body in a no blocking situation like that when the other guy's got 2 in hand, it does a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so we will have more playoff action to come. Let's see if the schedule says who it'll be. Okay, Hardest Foam, who comes in as the top seed, it looks like, will be playing against somebody. Royals, perhaps? I'm not sure what this means on the schedule. So hardest foe we know is going to be one of the two teams you will see on this court when we come back. And we'll see who the other is. My guess right now is Royals.
Or Northern Touch, maybe whoever.
Or Northern Touch, whoever won that match.
Looks like Royals is up. Oh no, tie game.
Well, either way, we'll find out soon. We won't poison your mind with us having no idea right now. And so we'll be back with you for more playoff action in just a few minutes. Thank you for joining us at the Dodgeball Toronto Kickoff 2024 tournament.